Hello everyone, this is Akshay here, and welcome to our GFG Purity Streak of day 94. So, let's see today's question. And before starting the question, if you're new to this channel, please like, share, and subscribe so that we can learn and grow our streak together. So, today's name of the question is Geeks and String, and it's a medium category question of points 4. So, let's read what the question says. So, our geeks love to play with strings. Currently, he is trying to reduce the size of a string by recursively among all the consecutive duplicate pairs. Okay. In other words, he can apply the below operations any number of times. And what is that below operation? That remove all the consecutive duplicate pairs and concatenate the remaining string to replace the original string. Okay. Your task is to find the string with minimum length after applying the above operations. And if the string length becomes 0, after applying all the operations and return -1 as a string. Okay, so let's see the first test case and we try to dry run it. So it is triple A, double B, double A, double C, and D. So output is AD, and the explanation is that we can, as we can see that the first two A are consecutive, so they have removed it. Then you can see that there is a one A remaining and there are two B's coming, so they have reduced the 2B. And then again you can see that in the initially there will be three A's clubbing up here. Three A's are clubbing here, and they have removed two A's because they were consecutive. And then ACCD becomes the second, the final string. So ACCD, you can see there are two C's, and they have removed the C, and the only string that remained is A and D. For the second test case, there are four A's, so obviously there will be two group form of two A's each, and the string will be empty, and they have returned as -1 because that was said in this question that if there are empty string after applying the operation, return -1. Let's look at the constraint. So constraint is 10 power 4. So 10 power 4 means, so if it is 10 power 4, that means we can apply the maximum time complexity of 10 power 8. Like it should be less than equals to 10 power 8, then only we can code this solution. So the maximum will be n square, or we can use n log n, and below each and everything, right? Okay, so if we talk about this method one, which is actually n square, then it's clear that we need to traverse in our string, and we can see that if there are two consecutive things, right, then do not consider it and move forward, right? So that's a very naive solution to do that thing. But the expected time complexity is given as O of n, right? So if we talk about the method two, that is the efficient one, then how we can do that? So this question, to me, if you have solved this question in stack, if you have studied stack in data structure, then you must have come across this uh, question of balanced parenthesis, right? So this question says that if there are opening and closing brackets, then remove it. And for this purpose, we use stack, right? We push the closing brackets once, and if there are closing brackets coming after that, then we just push it from the stack, pop it from the stack, right? So the same thing I think that we can apply it here. So how we can do that? So let's try to dry run it and try the coding section simultaneously. So the string is given as A, triple A, BB, then double A, double C, and D. If I just name the indexes, then it will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, right? So we need to push the first character in the stack, then only we will process it for the next of the characters, right? So we need to push the first character, that is, it has A. And for I equals to 1, we will start our iteration, right? We will start our iteration. So how we can do that? So I'm seeing that for I equals to 1, I'm having the same character A. And they are saying that if there are two characters, then you need to pop it. So as I can say that the stack is having the character as A, and my current character is pointing at A again. So what condition I can check is that if my current character, let's say I'm storing in ch and ch. So if I will write the condition, if ch is equals to st dot peak, right, then pop it, and I'll do this task, right? So let's code this thing first, and we'll move ahead. So let's make a stack first of all. So stack integer st is equals to new stack, right? Then what I have done, we push the first character, that is st dot push s dot char at I, and I need a for loop for the rest of the characters to process them. For int I equals to 1 to I less than s dot length I plus plus, right? And I said I was storing the current character in ch, so let's do that thing. That character ch is equals to s dot caret I, right? I can do that. And the first if that I was written as if st dot peak is equals to ch, then what I need to do, st dot pop. So this was the thing we saw until yet. So let's continue our dry run. From the dry run only we will start writing our code. So that's the first step. So let's continue our dry run. So for I, so this is popped, right? So for I equals to 2, my stack is now empty, right? And the current character came as A, right? So I can see that if stack is empty, then I need to push this character, right? So I will write that if stack is empty, push the character, push what? Ch, the current character of mine, right? Then I will see that for I equals to 3, what I am saying that this current stack is looking like this, having this A due to this I equals to 2 index. Then for I equals to 3, I have the current character as B, right? And since they are not matching, this is not equals to. Then then I have to push the B also here, right? So finally for I equals to 4, I can see that my current stack is like this. So that means I need to push the element for two cases, that it when it is empty, and for the second case that my current character is not equals to st dot peak, right? I need to do this. So let's code this thing also, and then we will complete our dry run. So the second if will came it if will come for that if ch or st dot is empty, right? Or st dot peak is not equals to ch, right? Then I need to push. So I will say that st dot push the current character, right? Let's continue our dry run again. Okay, so for I equals to 4, we saw that the characters will be A and B. Let's see for I equals to 5. Okay, so for I equals to 4, we didn't complete our iteration. The current character was B, right? So it will fall in the case of this if statement that if ch is equals to st dot peak, then it will pop out, right? It will pop. So for I equals to 5, my stack will look like will have it the only one character, that is A. For I equals to 5, the current character is also A. It will again fall in this first if statement and it will pop this A, right? So let me go down the screen. Okay, so for I equals to 6, my stack is empty now, and the current character I'm at is A. So it will see again that stack is empty. It will push this character here, right? So for I equals to 7, I can say that my stack is having one character, that is A, and the correct character I'm at as C, right? So it will fall in this if statement that uh, the character is not equals to the st dot peak. So it will push this character here, right? So it will push the character here. So for I equals to 8, I can see that my stack is having the characters A and C, and for 8 the current character is pointing to C. So it will fall into the again the first if statement, and it will pop out. For I equals to 9, my stack is having the character as A, and the current character is pointing at D, and since they are not equal, it will push the character. So the final stack will look like So the final stack will look like A and D, right? And if I pop out all the elements, and if you see, if you traverse from this lowest point to the above point, that is A and D, is our answer, right? But if you pop from the stack one by one, then the answer will come as DA, right? So what you need to do, that you need to pop the elements out with this pseudo code. Let's say that while st is not empty, right? Not empty. Keep popping out the elements, right? And store it in a string builder. Let's say str. And why string builder? Why not I'm using that str is equals to empty string? Because I've already explained you, this is the additional information, that suppose if we need to add, there is a string length of n, right? And I need to add one character, that is A. Then the time complexity to add just one character into the string of length n using this empty string will be O of n. But if the string character is n and I'm trying to add just one character to it using the string builder, it will be done in O of 1, right? So that is independent of the string length that you are adding a character into. It's always take O of 1 irrespective of this empty string. It always create a new string in the area, in the space, and that's why it takes O of n, right? Okay, so the pseudocode will be like, I will create a string builder new SB, and I will say that str.append st.pop, right? And at last I just have to return that, first of all, if stack is empty, then I will return -1, and if stack is not empty, I will return str dot, I will reverse it, and then since it's string builder, I need to pass one more function, that is toString, right? So let's code it. So we are done with the if statements, and let's code the string builder part. So if a stack is empty, that means there are no combination of strings left in my stack. Suppose in this test case too, right? So for that case, it was mentioned that we have to return as -1, right? So return -1. For the rest of the cases, we need to return the string, the actual string that resides in the stack. So let's make a string builder for that. String builder str is equals to new string builder, right? What I will do that while st dot is empty, while stack is not empty, then keep on popping it and appending it in the string builder. So str dot append st dot pop, right? And at last I need to return str dot reverse it. The answer will come while reversing the elements present in the stack. And then since it's string builder, I need to pass with the function of toString, right? So if everything is right here, it must compile. So let's see by compiling our results. But okay, so st dot push s dot caret, I cannot find the symbol where it is. Line number 32. So we don't have to push I, we have to push the first character, right? Okay. And where is the another thing, that st dot peak incomparable types. So why I made the stack as an integer, I need to make the stack as character, right? Character. Is there any problems? No. So let's compile and run. Okay, so I have missed the parenthesis in this while loop because isEmpty is a function, right? So we need to pass the function with the parenthesis. Okay, so my output is getting wrong. Let me check again what we have done wrong. Okay, so one thing coming to my mind is, what I'm seeing is that I need to write this if statement above. Why am I saying that? I'll just show you. And also, if not above, then I need to mention an else here, because what it will do, I just want either this operation to be done once or either this operation to be done once, right? I do not need both of the operations. So for some of the cases, the both operations were running, right? Because we were doing pop, we were pushing and everything, right? So let's compile and run again. And one more problem I'm getting here, I'll discuss it. Let me see. Yeah, this was the error. I was waiting for this error, that empty stack exception. So why this error is coming is because what are we doing, let me tell you. So you first you saw that I have written st.peak is equals to ch as the first if, right? Let me go back to the dry run, right? And as you can see, if this at this point, for I equals to 2, currently our stack is empty, right? And I need to check if it is empty, push A, right? But the first if that we have written is doing this check, that if ch is equals to st.peak. So in an empty stack, you are running a function that is st.peak, so it will obviously give you the exception of that your stack is empty and you are running operation empty stack exception. What I need to do is, I need to make this if statement as my first if statement, and this as the second one, right? So that I cannot go into this error of stack exception. So let's do that thing, and after that I think it will be running fine, right? So let us make this if as the first if statement. And you get the logic, right? Logic was very simple. So that is it. So the first if goes here, and since this is the second if, but we do not want to go in both of those, so we will use else if here. So compile and run. So great. As you can see, your output and expected output matches. So let's test it for the second test case also, where it was 4a present, right? 4a, and let's compile and run. So if this test case also passes, then we will be sure to submit our code. So great. So before submit the code, let's talk about the time complexity. We are just using a for loop here, right? And we are just doing a while loop here too. That will be worse that each and every character is present in our stack. So overall time complexity, we are using O of n here, for loop, and O of n worst case here. So it will be O of 2n. Time complexity will be O of 2n, and the space complexity will be O of n, because you're using a stack to store the order of last in first out of the strings, right? So let's now hit the submit button, and since n is 10 power 4, so it will definitely get submitted if our logic is right, and our logic is definitely right. So great guys, we have done this question. We have maintained our streak of days 94. So we are closing to our day 100 streak, so that will be a great achievement for all of us if you're following me from day one. Else you can just start from each at every point of your life, so there's never this age of learning more and more. So that's it for this today's video. So let's meet on the next video of day 55. If you last think that that's my GitHub repository, you can star and fork to GitHub with the source code, and that's my Instagram channel. Just I made this channel just for you guys to get in touch in 24 into 7 for any doubts and guidance we may have. Also, I have made this drive folder for you guys. This is POTD dry run. So what all the dry run I did in this explanation, I always save this thing and push it here, so you may refer it, right, in future while solving the questions. Okay, so till then, keep studying, keep growing, and bye bye, and take care.